subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Welcome everyone to another OP10 leader spotlight. This time we're going to be talking about Buggy. Now before we get into Buggy, some rumors I want to address as well too. Apparently Buggy is getting a starter deck that's coming out in June, so expect to see a lot more cards from him. I think he's very good in OP10. He has a lot of, interesting cards, really strong bodies, and he can pump out a lot of characters. So I think combined with the fact that structure decks coming out for him, I think Buggy is going to be very dangerous in OP10 and even 11. You don't really see him too much in OP09 just because there was a promo card discard, which we'll talk about, which was really needed. And for a long time, we had no idea when we were going to get it in the US. But recently we found out during the OP10 launch event, this promo will be available via stores. So really cool stuff. So people who aren't familiar with Buggy, he's a blue leader, 5 life, and his ability reads as follow. Activate main. You may rest 5 down card and discard 1 card. From your hand, play up to 1 character or cross guild, from your hand, which is really nice. And one of the things to keep in mind is there isn't a limit here. They're not saying you can only do this once per turn. They're saying as long as you have dawns, you can do it. So which means that on your 10 dawn turn, you can use this ability twice and get some really powerful bodies out. And because of his character as well too, his leader ability, you don't really have a lot you can do early game. And until like the 5 dawn comes into play, which is by your second or third turn, then you can make some fun plays here. So Buggy, super awesome. Next is we're going to talk about Mr. 1, Das Bones, 1k counter, 5 cost. I think he's a pretty good staple to have. And his ability is if your leader has Baroque work, this character gains 1,000 for every 2 event cards in any trash. On play, draw 2 cards and trash 1 card. So definitely some good abilities here. Plus we run Sanji's peel off to be able to do some more drawing. So that's your opportunity to power him up further, plus the 1k counter. So that's always nice. Next is this deck, because you're waiting for your 5 dawn turn to do moves, you want to have some blockers in this deck. You want to be able to protect yourself, and without these blockers, you're going to get smacked around. I like running Margaret. She's a good blocker, 3 cost. I wish she had counter, but that's not a big deal. Her on play, though, is really nice. Being able to draw an additional card, that's what you want. With Buggy to be successful, you really need the right cards in hand. If you can't do your combos properly, you can't flood the board, and you're going to get smacked. So I suggest running 4 of these. You can run 3 if you want, but I think 4 is a good place to be. Next is going to be another cross guild card, Alvida. On KO, if your leader has cross guild, play up to 1, cost 5 or lower character other than Alvida from your hand. So this is awesome. You play her, and then if she dies or gets KO'd, you can play another card from hand, which is really cool. This guy I love, Kabiji. So I like to run 4 of these because he's a 2k counter, and on top of that, if you have a Buggy character or Moji in play, this character cannot be KO'd by battle, which is super powerful, and your leader doesn't account. It has to be a Buggy character like this, or it has to be this guy right here. If you have these on the field, he can't be KO'd in battle, which is really nice. So 4 of these is really good. That 2k counter, 2 OP. Next is going to be your Crocodile character. He's cross-skilled, 1k counter, 7k cost. This is where you want to use him with your abilities. You play your 5 dawn, you trash 1 card, you play him, and on play, play up to 1 of your characters with cross-skill type, including Baroque work with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So you can play down a Crocodile, put down a Cabbage, Emoji, or Alvida. So a lot of awesome combos. You definitely want to have 4 of these because this is one of your main ways to get out more cards relatively quickly. Next, as we talked about, blockers are so important in this deck. You want to be able to survive those, big brutal attacks and set up your combos. So I love this Mihawk, cross guild, 6 cost, and on top of being like a really strong blocker, he also on play draw 2 cards and discard 1 card from your hand. So a great way to cycle through your deck, find cards, and he's a very powerful blocker. So having him, super clutch. Next, the reason why I don't run Red Rock and I don't think it's needed is because of this Buggy card right here. 10 cost, 12k. You never really want to play him with Dawn. You want to play him using the leader ability. So for 5 Dawn plus discarding 1 card, you can play out this powerful beauty. Now, there is a caveat with this card that you should keep in mind. On play, Return one of your opponent's characters to the bottom of the deck. So any card you can return character to the bottom of the deck. So 10 cost Shanks, Teach, doesn't matter, bottom deck them. Then, if you do not control 5 characters with a cost of 5 or more, return this character to the bottom of the deck. So if you have 4 5 cost or more characters on your field and you play him, he's considered a 5th one, so he's perfectly fine. And there will be situations where you may not have 5, but you still want to play him out using the leader ability to bottom deck a big threat. So he's really powerful, and you want to keep 4 of these around for sure. If you have him, you don't need Red Rock. Now here, this is where it's a bit more different. For my build, I like to have Richie in here. Not a lot of people play Richie, but I think it's good to have Moji because you play him, look at the top 5 cards in your deck, and if you find a Richie, you can play him. And if you don't find Richie when you look into the top 5, as long as you have Richie in your hand, you can play him out, which is super awesome. So I think having 4 of these is important, and having 3 to 4 Richies is really great. You probably don't need 4. You can probably do like 2 to 3, but I think having this additional blocker is really awesome. It's definitely saved me a lot. And then the last few characters, another Mr. 1, Das Bones, just 1k counter, 7k, 5 cost. Nothing too crazy. Having 2 of these is beneficial. Then you have your Mr. 3, which is essentially just your searcher. 1k counter, look at top 4 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 cross guild. So standard searcher, really cool. This was the promo card that you really needed, as I talked about, to make Buggy work, which is going to be released very soon. So in OP10, he's going to be available to everyone. And this character cannot attack. And if your leader is Buggy, all cost 3 or 4 characters cannot attack. And on play up to one of your cost 6 or lower characters, which is really nice. So if you're going against like a blue Dofi, this is like really important to have because most of the blue Dofi characters are 3 to 4 and they can't do anything. So having 4 of these is super important. It does suck that he can't attack, but I think that's okay. And then the last few cards we're going to talk about is Sanji's Pilaf. I think this is really great to be able to draw more cards. And as you use this, you can power up your Mr. 1, which is really nice. So having 4 of these for the draw power, super beneficial. And your last one is going to be your Gravity Blade. This is where you can, bottom deck 2 6 cost or less characters. Super important, dealing with those annoying blockers and other characters. Even like Jesus from the Teach deck. I like to run 1 to 2 of these. I wouldn't run more than 2. But yeah, this is the Buggy deck. There's a few other variations. Not too many changes you can make to it. But this deck has been doing well. I haven't had a chance to take it to locals yet because this promo's not available. But I've been playing it on the East, on the simulator. And this deck has done very well. So let's jump into, 2 to 3 games, see how this deck does. And yeah, hopefully you guys will learn. See you guys during the game. Alright guys, let's get into a OP10 match with Buggy versus Captain Kid. I do like this kid. I think it's pretty awesome. Let's see what we have in hand. Some good stuff. Let's mulligan again. See if we can get any better. We got the Richie. We got the Sanji's Pilaf. That's good. This kid is pretty fun. He can definitely slap people, if you're not expecting it. Your turn, if you have 4 more life, this leader has minus 1,000. When attacking, Don minus 1, this leader gains 2,000 power for this turn. So definitely like a dual-edged sword that could work in your, behalf, or it could like punch you in the gut. So we'll see which one it is. But let's go for attack here. He's gonna easily counter out of this. I know it. There's really no reason right now to like take it. Yep, as suspected. Let's put down a Richie, end our turn. Buggy's, you're going to hear me say this often as I play him more. Buggy really can't do much early game. You really have to wait till like 5 dawn or so, and then from there, you start making your big plays happen. So we got 6k here. We'll take that. We don't want to give Richie up yet. There's bigger swings coming in the future, I'm sure of it. So we have 5 now. So what we're going to actually do is trash the Richie. Let's play this Buggy right here. So it costs 3 and 4 characters can't attack us. And then we can put down Alvita Jones. Probably should have put down this 7k Das Bones, but I do like the on-K ability right here, where essentially you can play a 5 cost or lower character other than Alvita from your hand, if he gets KO'd. So that's kind of nice. Let's go in and attack, remove some cards from hand. He's going to counter out of this, of course. Surprisingly not. I guess it kind of makes sense. You know, when you have 5 cost leader, you can easily like comfortably play in 3 life or so. So more cards is nice. Ooh, add the top of your card of your life to your hand. If your leader has Kid Pirate, add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck if active. So he's ramping up his Dawn, which, you know, perfectly makes sense. But what is he going to do? Luckily, cost 3 and 4 characters can't attack, so not much you can do with this. And you know, this character doesn't have too many ways or any real way to modify the character's cost. So I think we should be in a good place. Next turn, we can put down this Crocodile and Das Bones. So I'm happy about that. He's thinking hard, though. He's thinking hard. Thinking hard is what you want. That's how you know you'll have a good game. I also can't wait to see what Buggy's gonna look like once the new structure deck in June launches. You know, with him and a few other characters. It's gonna be cool. So we'll actually come in here and we will actually. Oh, he got rid of Richie. No, not my Richie. We're down at the 3 life. It's not the worst. Three is a good place to be. Let's go ahead. We'll use his ability. We'll trash 1, play this, play the Das Bones. We'll go in for a 2K swing. He's going to counter out of this or block, which I'm perfectly fine with. And because it's Buggy, unless he KOs it, he really has no way to attack with these. He takes that, which is perfectly fine. Do we want to do a 6K swing? You know what? I will do a 6K swing. This way, if Alvida dies, I can play out this guy. So, you know, it's not too much of a concern right now. I just want to get some cards out of his hand, put him in a good position so I could destroy him later. So we'll end turn. And this is where this Buggy character is so nasty, especially when you go against Blue Dofi. Any 3 or 4 cast characters can't attack. And look at all of these. 3, 3, 4. The only thing he can really do is play his leader. You know, if he's running like a purple Sanji, he gets like a rush there. But we'll see. He has 7 cards in hand to our 3. Yeah. So this is definitely a good spot. It's crazy how often I'm starting to see this kid now, especially in OP10. So it gives me confidence that, ooh, man, this got trashed, not KO'd. So because it was trashed, not KO'd, we can't use his ability or her ability, which is perfectly fine. So we come here and we're actually going to take this. And we really got to get like a blocker or something on the board. Just because this Ben Beckman's kind of nasty, this kid's nasty, nasty. Come on, buddy. Give me what you got. Give me what you got. Give me what you got. I mean, I wonder what he's trying to do here. Like, what else can he do? Really, nothing else. Like, unless you take this guy out, which is going to be really hard for a red-purple deck to do unless I put him in attack mode. But let's come in here. Let's play the Sanji Pilaf. Yep, we got the Mohi. That's perfect. So we're going to trash 1 card from our hand. Let's play this guy. Play this if we can get a Richie out. No Richie for us, which is perfectly fine. Put this guy out here. And nope. Let's actually go in for a big attack here. Boom! Take my 6K. 6K power! That's fine. And I'm going to attack with one of these. Just because next turn I want to be able to put down Big Buggy in case I find him. The 10 cost, which can essentially bottom deck essentially anything. Let's go with that. We'll do a 7K again. We really want to get cards out of his hand, put him in a good position. Also give him some nice targets to go for when it's his turn. If not, he's just going to go for my life. Which, you know, isn't terrible, but he's thinking, he's like, what should I give up here? 7 cards. Okay, wow. I am honestly a little shocked. I was not expecting him to go down to 0 life like that. So unless he puts on a blocker or unless he kills me next turn, I mean, he could potentially kill me next turn. If he puts down like a Sanji, he gets a rush, and he attacks with the Ben Beckman. I do have 2K encounter, so just to thwart him, oh, he's going to use a special ability. Nope. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. 6. So even if he puts on a rush now, it's going to be relatively hard for him to beat me. He will come in with the Ben Beckman, which is perfectly fine. We still have the 7K Crocodile. Ooh. Choose one leader where, oh crap, okay. He puts this guy back into active. Ooh. But I think this is fine. Even if he attacks with just these two, I'll be down to no life. So unless he can play out a rush, which he can't play that Sanji anymore, in case he was rushing, nothing he can do here. We're actually going to go, oh, he got 7. We will eat that. So we have a 2K counter here, which is nice. So let's see what happens. I suspect he has to put a blocker down. Oh my god, he reactivates it again. Jesus. So luckily here, we actually have this Moji. Oh my god. So we're going to go ahead and take it, use the ability, get some more cards in hand. Look at that. Now we have too many counters for him to deal with. He can't put down any more cards. He can still attack with the Ben Beckman, and we can counter out of that, which is quite nice. So let's actually come in here. Nope, you can't attack me. Oh, let me pretend like I don't have anything. Boom. And this is probably going to be GG just because I don't see how else he could do anything here. We're just going to go for one massive swing. Does he have any blockers? No blockers. Look at that. This Buggy really messed him up, and a lot of people just don't expect that. It's just so hard to play around it. But let's go ahead and do one super swing. Boom, 17K. I didn't have to do 17K, but I thought it would be fun. And boom, we beat him. That is Eustace Kid. He's relatively dangerous. Look at what he had in his hand. He had the dragon. He could have rushed us down. He had some good cards. But either way, that was fun. Buggy, kicks ass. Let's get into another game and see what else we can do. Let me queue us up. Alright guys, let's get into another Buggy game in OP10. This time we are going against Black Luffy. Oh, that's always fun. We'll actually keep our hand size here. Black Luffy, for people who don't know, Dawn times 1. Give all of your characters +1 cost. If you control a cost 8 or higher character, this leader gives 1,000 power. So definitely very tricky, and I'll explain why in a second here. Let's pick up the Mihawk. I think that's always good. Put the Grav Blade up there for later. So this Buggy card right here, this character can attack if your leader Buggy has. If your leader is Buggy, all cost 3 and 4 characters can't attack. So by adding this +1 cost, he can easily negate out of this. So it makes it tricky, but I'm not too surprised. What do we want to do here? I'm actually going to do my peel off because I want to see what other cards I can get. He's thinking. I can't believe he actually took that. Let's go ahead and play that out, and boom, good stuff. And let's end our turn. It's crazy that I've been starting to see more and more of this Black Luffy. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to try it myself as well to see how it goes. Alvida, get rid of you. And we have a 2K counter here. Do I really want to use it? No, I'll eat that actually. Alright, now we have 5 cards, or 5 Dawns, so we can make one of our plays here. So we'll actually trash one card, get rid of her, play this card. He's going to allow me to play this. Damn, no Richie. We'll keep this on the top. We don't need too many of these Buggy cards. Keep them on the bottom. And turn, and damn, I wish we had a Richie here, but not this time. We'll take this guy out. Boom, end our turn. And this is going to put him in an interesting position because, a lot of his characters won't be able to attack. But that's fine. Come in here. We'll probably eat this as well too. 3 life, I think we're with a 5 life leader. I think it's fine to be around 3 life or so. So he puts on the Rebecca. Not shocking. Let's go ahead and get rid of... This is hard. Let's get rid of this 2K counter. Put down the Crocodile. Put down him. We're looking for a Richie. Still, we haven't found any Richies. I'm very surprised by this. Very shocked. So we'll come in here. We'll do a 7K swing. Anything good? Ooh, we actually took that. Nice. He has 9 cards. We have 4, 3, 3. I think we're in a good place here. Next turn, we can put down this Buggy. If he puts on a big body, it'll bottom deck it. And because we have, 4 5-cost characters, this is going to make our 5th. He'll actually stick around. If you don't have, 5 characters, including him, that cost 5 or more, he gets bottom deck, which is kind of unfortunate. we'll come here, we'll get rid of cabbage right here. Oh no, he's gonna, yep. No, buddy. Damn. I was really hoping he wouldn't do that to me, but can't be helped. Okay, that's fine. Come in here. And man, I really wanted to play. I only have 5 Dons, so I can't do the move I wanted to make. So what I'm going to do now is trash this, play out this body, get rid of the searcher, and we're just gonna go in for attack. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can't kill that, so we're just going for an attack. He's probably gonna block out of this if he's smart. What will he do? Yep, he took that. We're gonna end our turn. Next turn, if he doesn't kill one of these characters, we can play out our big Buggy. But even if he does kill one of these characters, we should be able to summon these 2 guys next, the Buggy and the Mihawk. We can bottom deck that. So I think this will put us in a good position. But he does have, oh, yep, as I suspected, he's going for his cheese play, kill my Mihawk, which is perfectly fine. Man. So his next attack, I'm probably going to eat that just because, we don't really have a lot of counters in hand. We'll take it. Boom. All right, let's see. We really got to take care of this Jack. He's a nuisance. He does have 8 Dons, so he could play out another Gecko Moria, assuming he had one. And then play out, I guess no one really, but Black Luffy. This guy can be nasty. You gotta be careful. His brain's going into override. Oh, what is this guy? He's a blocker. Okay, it's not too bad. And then activate main, give one of your opponent's character -1. Okay, another blocker, so it's perfectly fine. I see what he's trying to do. So we'll actually come in here. We'll trash this character, play out the Mihawk, get 2 more characters or cards, get rid of this Pilaf, and then we'll use his ability again. This is why I love Buggy's leader. It's not capped. So when you have 10 Dons, you can use it twice, which is quite nice. We'll get rid of this, play this guy out, bottom deck this. He's probably really mad. And then from here, let's go ahead and do some attacks. Okay. I'm going to attack one more with this, just so next turn I can put down this big Buggy if we need to. He's probably going to counter out of it. I don't even know why he used a Rebecca. Yep, exactly. Anything else I want to do here? Nah, we'll actually end here. I think we're in a good place. So he has 2 characters that can attack. Rebecca could attack, but she has 0, so he's probably not going to. And if he does have another Gecko Moria in hand, he can now play out another Rebecca. So fun. Yep, exactly. This is what I thought. Play out the Rebecca, play out this guy. And because of this, +1 cost he gets from his leader ability, he's actually at 5 costs now, and he can actually attack. So it's kind of what I was talking about early on when we started this, that's probably going to be a little problematic, but I'm not too worried. Ooh, okay. So here, what we can do is, let's see. We are going to use his ability, play this guy out, trash that, and now we have a good amount of cards in hand, which is always nice. So 5, 6. Oh, wow, and he gave up. He couldn't do it. GG, I think we would have killed him. It was, it was coming. And he did have other cards in hand, but just having these 2 Buggies on board would have been too much. We had the blocker. He really couldn't do much. And that's GG. So I played quite a few games with Buggy today, and most of them I won. I'm really happy about. Buggy is really awesome. And Richie, he saved my life quite a few times. So if you haven't had a chance to play Buggy yet, give him a shot. I think, you'll be very happy.